What if the next power outage doesn't last hours, but weeks? No lights, no heat, no phone, and food spoiling fast. Sounds far-fetched? It's not. The US grid is failing faster than ever, with major outages up fivefold since the early 2000s. And here's the kicker. Most people still think a flashlight and a few candles are enough. They're not. Hey folks, welcome back to Frugal Prepping, where we don't panic, we prepare smart. In this video, I'm revealing 11 blackout supplies almost no one has, but absolutely needs. These aren't your basic flashlight items. They're the survival gear that keeps you warm, fed, and safe when the power's gone for good. Stick around till the end, because one of these could make all the difference when the lights go out. Number 1. Battery-powered carbon monoxide detector. Here's a truth most folks forget until it's too late. When the power goes out, the real danger isn't just the cold. It's the invisible killer sweeping through your house. Every year in the US, more than 1,000 people die, and over 100,000 visit emergency rooms because of accidental carbon monoxide poisoning. And let's paint the picture. The heat's gone, windows are sealed, you've lit the kerosene heater because you've got no other choice. Or maybe pulled the generator inside the garage, just for a minute. That minute can kill. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission warns that in winter storms, when people run generators indoors or use charcoal, stoves, or heaters improperly, the risk of CO poisoning spikes. Now imagine you're one of those families. The lights went out. You're cold and restless. You bring the generator in through the garage. Exhaust fills the space. You wake up feeling a little dizzy. You think it's just the storm. 5 minutes later, you're gone. That's why a battery-powered carbon monoxide detector isn't optional. It's essential. It's the thing that stands between safety and tragedy when every other system fails. Silent, odorless, deadly if ignored. Purchase one now, preferably with a long-life lithium battery or backup system. Mount it outside sleeping areas. Test it monthly. Replace batteries at least yearly. Because when the grid is down, your heaters are DIY, and you're scraping to stay warm, this detector becomes your lifeline. Don't assume that just because you have a smoke alarm that you're safe. They detect fire, not CO. This is about breathing, protecting your kids, your spouse, your home. Stock that detector, install it, and then move on to the next little-known gear that 99% of people don't have. Because when the lights die, you'll be one step ahead. Number 2. Solar generator or power bank with USB-C output. When the lights go out, power becomes gold. Suddenly, your phone, flashlight, and even your medical equipment are useless once their batteries die. And here's the shocking part. According to a 2024 Department of Energy report, the average US power outage now lasts nearly twice as long as it did a decade ago. Severe weather, grid strain, and cyber threats have pushed America's aging power infrastructure to the edge. Yet, most people still rely on wall outlets, even when the grid itself can't be trusted. That's why a solar generator or power bank with USB-C output isn't just a prepper luxury anymore. It's basic survival tech. Think of it as portable insurance. You can charge your phone to call for help, keep your NOAA weather radio running, or even power a CPAP machine or small fridge long enough to save your food and medication. The Department of Homeland Security and FEMA both recommend keeping renewable power options at home, but fewer than 25% of Americans actually have one. That means when the next blackout hits, 3 out of 4 households will be in the dark, literally and figuratively. Now picture this. It's the middle of a summer blackout. The fridge is warming, the freezer's dripping, and your family's food is spoiling fast. Outside, neighbors are panicking. But you've got a small solar generator sitting on the porch, quietly charging under the sun. You plug in a mini fridge, your phone, even a fan. That calm you feel? That's preparation paying off. If you're investing in one, skip the cheap power banks that die after a single charge. Look for solar generators with USB-C output and at least 300 to 500 watt-hours of capacity. They're powerful enough to run essentials, but small enough to store under a bed or in a closet. In a grid-down world, sunlight is your most reliable backup. When everyone else is fumbling in the dark, you'll still be connected, informed, and in control. Because power isn't just convenience, it's survival. Number 3, emergency toilet setup. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked aspects of prepping: sanitation. Because when the power's out and the water stops flowing, the thing that hits next isn't hunger, it's a full-blown sanitation crisis. Without running water, your toilet doesn't work. Within 24-48 hours, every family starts facing the same nightmare scenario: waste building up, bathrooms unusable, and the smell and the danger growing fast. During the 2021 winter freeze in Texas, thousands of homes lost water pressure, sewage systems backed up, and families actually melted snow just so they could flush. That's not hypothetical, it's real. Sanitation collapses faster than most people realize when systems go down. According to global sanitation data, inadequate hygiene and sanitation are linked to major health risks, like diarrheal diseases and infection spread. Now, imagine you're one of those families. The power's out. You've got no running water. Toilets are clogged. The nearest relief crew is days away. Here's your backup plan: heavy-duty trash bags, kitty litter, and a 5-gallon bucket. That's your off-grid toilet. Simple, cheap, and absolutely critical. Here's how it works. Line the bucket with a trash bag, add a layer of kitty litter to absorb moisture and odor, use only as needed, and seal tightly when done. Keep that bucket covered, and you've got a toilet system that works without water or plumbing. Keep extras in the garage or your bug-out bag, because when everything else breaks down, sanitation becomes survival. Remember, you're not prepping for the 48-hour storm only. You're preparing for the scenario where days stretch into weeks, and the support systems aren't coming. When that hit happens, a bucket plus bag plus litter becomes a lifesaver. Literal life and dignity preserved. Don't skip this step in your kit. Others are prepping for food and water, but skip sanitation and you'll pay the price. Because while you're surviving the blackout, what you don't deal with could become your undoing. Number 4, headlamps instead of flashlights. When the power goes out, a flashlight feels useful, but imagine needing both hands. Whether you're cooking over a camp stove, fixing a burst pipe, or deep searching for the kids' blankets in the dark, a headlamp changes everything. Emergency checklists from Federal Emergency Management Agency even list headlamps because they free up your hands. And in a blackout, that freedom means safety. Think back to the summer 2003 blackout in the Northeast. One of the deadliest lessons wasn't just the time spent in darkness. It was the injuries and panic in homes fumbling with handheld lights. According to reports, many injuries were caused by falls and hazards ignored simply because people couldn't see and their hands were occupied. Now picture this: your neighborhood's down for days. The kitchen is dark, the bathroom lights are out, the generator's humming somewhere else. And you're trying to cook dinner for your family, read a map, or search for supplies. With a headlamp, you're not just prepared, you're functional. You're calm when others are still scrambling. These aren't expensive either. A good LED headlamp with, yes, extra bands and long-life batteries will cost far less than many assume, and a handful should be in every bug-out bag, every car glove compartment, and every stairwell. Replace flashlight after flashlight when you're carrying plates or sweeping debris in the dim. Headlamps solve that problem. Here's the mini hook for you. When others are shining torches into panicked corners, you'll be moving through the house, helping your family, and trading safety for survival. That's why I keep 3 headlamps in strategic spots. One in the attic, one under the stairs, one in my car, and rotate the batteries every 6 months. When darkness is deep and long, the difference between fumbling and functioning often comes down to one gear item: a headlamp. Don't skip it, because when everyone else is struggling to see, you'll be moving, helping, and leading. Stay ready. Number 5, battery-powered fan or heater. When the lights go out and the heat vanishes, or the air conditioner dies midsummer, the blackout becomes more than an inconvenience. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, indoor temperatures can rise quickly during outages, and the risk of heat-related illnesses or hypothermia increases dramatically. Imagine this: it's mid-July, the power fails, and your home climbs past 90-degree pool. Without cooling, you're not just uncomfortable, you're unsafe. The CDC warns that even modest rises in indoor temperature can magnify health risks for children, seniors, and those with chronic conditions. On the flip side, in winter outages, Frozen pipes and sub-freezing air led to dozens of deaths during the 2021 Texas power crisis. When heat disappeared, hypothermia became a real possibility. That's why a battery-powered fan or heater is more than a gadget. It's a survival tool. A small heater for a bedroom or a compact fan for cooling keeps vulnerable family members safe. No plugs, no reliance on the grid, just power when everything else fails. Look for models designed for emergencies. Battery compatible, safe for indoor use, and with long life settings. Store extra batteries or even a small solar or hand crank charger so that you're not dead when the device itself runs out of juice. Here's the reality. When the rest of your community is sweltering or freezing, you'll be calm because you planned. You're not improvising. You're operating. So don't skip this step. It might seem small compared to generators or stockpiles, but when the blackout stretches for days and the indoor climate becomes hostile, your battery-powered fan or heater isn't optional. It's protection. Make it part of your blackout kit today. Number 6. Emergency radio with NOAA alerts. When the grid collapses and cell towers fail, the device you'll reach for isn't your smartphone. It's your emergency radio. Many people forget that once power or cell service disappears, so does your connection to the world. The Federal Communications Commission found that after events like Hurricane Maria, up to 95% of cell towers were out of service, leaving entire regions cut off. That's why a dedicated emergency radio, one tuned to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Weather Radio All Hazards Network, isn't a luxury. It's essential. The National Weather Service clearly states these radios are designed to provide timely alerts for dangerous weather and other emergencies. Here's the scenario. The snowstorm hit hard, the power's gone, your phones are dead, and your cell signal is gone. Outside, the weather is shifting, and you don't know what's coming next. A hand crank or solar emergency radio gives you that extra edge. It keeps you informed when you're alone in the dark. Don't rely solely on battery-powered handheld radios that will die. Build your kit with a good model, one that offers AM/FM, shortwave, and the NOAA weather band, and ideally charges devices via USB. Gear reviews highlight how these radios can pick up alerts even when satellite plus cell networks fail. More importantly, keep it in a place where you'll grab it without thinking. Put one in your kitchen, another in your car, and a third in your bedroom. Stock extra batteries, or use one with solar and hand crank charging. Because once the cookies run out and panic spreads, information is survival. When everyone else is shouting into silent phones, you'll be listening, staying calm, and reacting. That's why this radio isn't a nice to have. It's a must-have in your blackout survival kit. Number 7. Solar lights or garden path lights. Here's something most people pass by in the prep aisle, but don't realize holds serious value when the grid fails. Cheap solar garden lights. You know the kind. Those little stake lights people use to line driveways. They charge in the day and glow all night. Smart preppers take them indoors during a blackout, and suddenly, they're multi-use emergency lights. According to disaster preparedness blogs, these lights are cost-effective and multi-purpose for power outages. Imagine this. It's night 2 of a city-wide blackout. You've used your flashlight twice already. Batteries are running low. The house is dark and silent. You bring a pack of solar path lights into the stairwell and bedroom, charged by sunlight earlier today. They provide ambient light without draining your backup batteries. You can see you're not tripping over things. You're calm while your neighbors are still scrambling. What makes these lights so powerful is their simplicity and reusability. Many models charge automatically during daylight, need no external power, and are inexpensive, often under $10 for a pack. One prepper's review said a set turned out to be perfect for blackout lighting in a home when other supplies failed. Beyond cost, they're also safe. No flames, no propane, no corded hazards. In post-disaster scenarios, fire risk rises from candles and kerosene lamps. Choosing solar eliminates that hazard entirely. The lighting doesn't just give you visibility, it provides peace of mind, and that's what allows your brain to stay calm and work through problems instead of panicking. Here's what to do. Buy 6, 10 solar path lights. Remove them from stakes if you wish, and store them indoors in a sunny spot. Before blackout season, make sure they're charged. Then, when the lights go out, Or worse, if power fails for days, they're ready. Place them in bedrooms, stairwells, the bathroom, even the garage. They're lightweight, reusable, and practically free every night after their first solar charge. Don't overlook this gear because it's just a yard light. In a blackout, darkness deepens fear. But light, no matter how small, brings safety, calm, and a clear path forward. Stock these now, and when the shadows spread, you'll already be flexing your prepping edge. Number 8, thermal cooking bag or wonder oven. Here's one of those prep items you rarely hear about, but when the lights go out and fuel runs tight, it could become your kitchen's MVP. I'm talking about thermal cooking bags or wonder ovens. These aren't fancy gadgets. They're simple, insulated cookers that allow you to boil a pot of food or water, then trap the heat so it continues cooking without power or fuel. According to emergency cooking experts, this retained heat method saves fuel, time, and energy, exactly what you need during a long outage. Imagine this scenario. The blackout hits. You've got limited propane, minimal fuel, and you still need hot meals. You boil your soup or chili, pop it into your thermal bag or wonder oven, wrap it up, and let the insulation do the rest. No constant fuel, no watchful waiting. The food finishes cooking while you attend to other critical tasks. That kind of efficiency? It's more than convenient, it's survival. The principle behind it is straightforward. Food is heated to the correct temperature, then set into a well-insulated container to finish cooking. According to prep science sources, retained heat cooking can maintain high cooking temperatures for several hours without additional energy input. In other words, less fuel wasted, fewer resources burned, and more dependable meals during extended outages. Here's a real-life tip you won't see everywhere. Use a quality thermal cooker, or build your own haybox-style cooker with blankets, a cooler, and insulating materials. Many survival blogs recommend this DIY path for emergencies. Then practice using it now, so you're not learning on day one of chaos. This appliance might seem odd in a prepping list because it's not shiny or tech-heavy. But when cooking fuel is scarce and the grid is down, you'll be grateful for every meal that doesn't rely on electricity. So yes, invest in one, store it in a handy spot, and test it periodically. Because when the blackout drags into day 3 or 4, a hot meal means hope. Don't overlook the camouflage gear in your toolkit. It may not scream survival, but it whispers steady. And when others are scrambling for propane, you'll be sitting down to a warm bowl of soup knowing you're prepared. Number 9. Shelf-stable milk and comfort foods. When the lights go out and everything familiar starts to slip, morale becomes one of your most important supplies. We often focus on calories and nutrition, but there's a third gear in survival: comfort. The American Red Cross states that familiar, easy-to-eat foods and comfort foods belong in every emergency kit because under stress, appetite drops, moods crumble, and judgment falters. Now picture this. Blackout day 4. The freezer has thawed, the pantry's been raided. The frustration is visible. Your kids are slow and irritable. You pull out a box of shelf-stable milk for cereal and a packet of hot cocoa. Instantly, just for a moment, the house swells with normalcy. That's priceless. Not just hunger addressed, but stress softened. Shelf-stable milk plays double duty, drinkable straight or used in oatmeal, cocoa, or coffee. Accordinger. To preparedness experts, shelf-stable milk is one of the top ready-to-eat extra foods to store. And comfort snacks? Think chocolate, instant soup, or your family's favorite cookie. The Red Cross actually highlights candy and sweet treats in emergency plans because a small mental boost can prevent despair. Here's the trick. You don't need to go gourmet, but you do want foods your family recognizes and loves. When everything else feels out of control, that familiar taste carries weight. Make sure you pick shelf-stable items the whole family enjoys. Store them where you can open them without power or complex cooking. Rotate every 12-24 months. Label them clearly. Because in a blackout, food isn't just fuel. It's safety, morale, and the emotional glue that keeps everyone holding on. When stress hits and every beep and crawl feels ominous, a small comfort snack or a warm drink can keep hope alive. Don't skip it. Stock these items, because when everything else fails, comfort becomes survival. Solperty 10 Fireproof and Waterproof Document Bag. When disaster strikes, whether it's a fire, flood, blackout, or evacuation, there's one thing many people forget to gather: their documents. Passports, driver's licenses, insurance policies, birth certificates, vehicle titles, cash, and medical records. If these are gone, your road to recovery gets much harder. According to a 2024 survey, 45% of Americans say they would try to rescue important documents if they had just 2 minutes to leave their home. NIPost.com. Picture this: the power fails, alarms ring, or the National Weather Service issues an evacuation order. You have minutes to move. Without your documents safely stored, you're heading into the unknown. Cards don't swipe. Banks may be down, you're traveling blind. A simple, combined fireproof and waterproof bag isn't just convenient, it's protection. Here's the reality: most standard filing cabinets or closets won't survive a major disaster. Paper burns, water soaks, the insurance company, the bank, or the hospital might not ask for your original, but they'll certainly ask for your copy. Keeping one in a quality fire and water-resistant envelope gives you a chance to recover more easily. Brands tested by consumer magazines show that even entry-level fireproof bags can protect documents for up to 30 minutes at 1,550 degree Celsius, and also survive water immersion. That kind of resilience means you're not just prepping for blackout chaos. You're prepping for real emergencies where every second counts. Here's how to use it smart. Collect your crucial documents now, scan backups, and store them on encrypted drives or in the cloud, and place originals in the fireproof bag. Keep the bag in the same location. Easy to grab if you've got less than a minute. It's not about paranoia, it's about readiness. When others are searching frantically for paperwork, bank access, or proof of property, you'll already be holding your packet, your family's history, your identity, and better yet, your calm. Because documents aren't just paper. They're mobility, backup, and a key to rebuilding. Don't skip this. Add the fireproof waterproof bag to your list. Number 11, cash and small change. When the lights go out and the digital systems shut down, the piece of gear most people forget becomes one of the most powerful survival tools: cash, in small bills and coins. Think of it as the quiet backup currency when the banks, cards, and ATMs stop working. We've seen this happen. After major storms like in Puerto Rico, and after winter blackouts in Texas, many residents found the ATMs were dead, payment terminals were offline, and online banking wasn't functioning. Retailers listed cash-only signs because connectivity was gone. One emergency prepping article noted, cash, ATMs, and card readers may not work. In their list of outage essentials, imagine your town is hit by a blackout. No power means no card readers, no bank apps, and the convenience store can't take your chip card. You pull out a few $20 bills, maybe even some change, and you buy fuel, food, medicine, or bartered purely for value. You're one of the few who can pay because you planned. Why small change? Because in many outage, transaction cripple scenarios, even vendors who accept cash may not have change, so your ability to pay exact or smaller amounts makes you the buyer they can deal with. Keep a mix of $5 and $10 bills, store them securely, rotate them periodically, and don't forget coinage for vending, tolls, or sudden barters. Here's the emotional side. Your bank app might show your funds, but if the network's down, that money is invisible. Cash is real. It doesn't pixelate. It doesn't rely on servers. It moves physically. In the moment when everyone's systems fail, you'll be ready. So here's your action step. Pull aside a cash fund today. $200 to $500 in small bills if you can. Keep it. Hidden but accessible. Use a fire and waterproof envelope or a lockbox in your emergency kit. Don't spend it. Treat it as your outage insurance. Because when the digital world fails, the person with real, spendable cash isn't just surviving, they're negotiating. Stay ready. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to Frugal Prepping for more smart, practical survival tips. Drop a comment below with your go-to blackout item. I might feature it in the next video. And don't forget to share this with someone who thinks they're ready, because they probably aren't.